success comes from failure itself. It is not that no one in the world who doesn't have any sort of failures or who doesn't have any sort of success also. In my personal life also, of course, I was a good student, but still then also there was a failure in my, not exactly failed, but whatever expected I didn't get in my matriculation examination. In any situation, we have to keep our mind calm and quiet. So that strength, internal strength, because of very situation with that, we have to develop our inner capability, mental capability. It is told that swasthya gunasya dhanasya bhagasya moksha sacha para adhara roga arogasya sujivanasya jivanasya api nasakaha bhavanti. Because life is told as the union of the body, mind and spirit that support animation, flux and the link between the past life and the future. That's why it has been told by Charak 2500 years ago, health is the supreme foundation of virtues, wealth, enjoyment, and salvation. Even if in our Indian tradition, it has been told, Om Dev Shanti, Antariksha Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Apa Shanti, Ausadaya Shanti, Vanaspati Shanti, Vishwadeva Shanti, Brahma Shanti, Sarvam Eva Shanti, Shanti Eva Shanti Sama Shantir Edi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Point is that as per our Indian tradition, it is expected or it is invoked that let all be in a peaceful condition. Not only we human beings only, may the sky be peaceful and peace giving, may the mind space be peaceful, may the earth be peaceful, may the waters be peaceful, may the medicinal plants be peaceful, that is Ausadaya Shanti, may the forest be peaceful, Vanaspati Shanti, may all the bounties of nature be peaceful, may the whole creation, Brahman Shanti, that means cosmos be peaceful. May there be peace and peace and peace. It is told in Yajurveda. Point is that we are invoking these things in the early morning when we get up in the olden days, in our Indian traditions. But now the things have been changed. So what has been done, we all know that 17th century has been described as the age of faith. 18th century was considered the age of reasoning. Likewise, 19th century was considered as age of progress, and 20th century was considered as age of stress. But we are now at 21st century. But will this 21st century be age of panic or age of peace or perish? That depends upon us. So that's why emphasis is on how to cope with the success and failures. And as we teachers, educators, as well as parents, we have the greater role to guide the young children, to guide the young generation, how to cope with their success also as well as the failure also. Only then, because it has been told during COVID-19, just after COVID-19, it has been estimated by one organization that 3 times mental health problem has been increased. 1 out of 7 persons are facing some sort of mental pressures or some sort of mental problems like anxiety or something like that. So the point is that we have to see how, in spite of all those failures or in spite of all those successes, we can handle the situations so that our young generation particularly, and we also as parents and educators, we are also under stress and strain, because as per the what is called World Health Organization, 1 in 7 persons are facing these problems. So the point is that we are also hard pressed. If we will be hard pressed, then how we can guide the young generations? So that's why it is not only for young generations, but it is both to parents as well as also we educators, so that we can have our better mental health. We can also cope with our success and failures, and accordingly we can also guide the young generations, because the young generations at the present moment, they are known as Z-Gen learners. We peoples, particularly my age groups, we are the X generations people. X generation means X. We have been the X ones. And middle groups, they are known as the Y generation persons. But these people, those are born after in 21st century, they are Z-Gen learners, and they are the highly technical sound ones. So in that case, this technological gadgets and many other things also creates problems, pressures on the young generations, and by that process, they are getting some success also, and they are getting also some failures. So that is the part of life. But we are to go for to handle those situations in such a way that we should have equanimity of a mind, sthita pragya. That means it has been told, उदति सविता ताम्र अस्तमेति च संपत्तौ च विपत्तौ च महताम एक रूपता. This is a good saying in Sanskrit. And just like we should be capable enough, we should be empowered enough, so that in both the situations, just like we can see that sun, Udati Savita Tamra Astameti. That means sun at the time of rising as well as also time of setting. At both the time also, the sun's condition similar ones, that is golden red color. Likewise, soothing, pleasurable, and golden red colors. That means at the time of rising as also time of setting. So likewise, Sampataucha, Vipataucha, Mahatam Ekarupata. That means at the time of success, sir, and at the time of failures, at the time of prosperity, or at the time of, we can say that, some sort of problems, adversity. Those are the great persons. They keep their mind in conditions. They're neither to be overwhelmed nor to be depressed in failure conditions. So in that way, we teachers and educators and parents are to be conscious enough so that we can guide the young children, young generations in a right way, so that they can also lead equanimity of a mind, that is otherwise known as a sthita prajna avastha. It has been told by H.G. Wells, human history becomes more and more a race between education and catastrophe. Human history has been more and more a race between education and catastrophe. And we are now discussing the present modern education system. Why? That's why. But we all know success comes from failure itself. It is not that no one in the world who doesn't have any sort of failures or who doesn't have any sort of success also. So that's why we need to know it, whether we are being able to have the success and how to rejoice those success, maintain equanimity of mind at the time of success as well as also the time of failures. So in that case, what is success? Success, we all know that achieving a goal or objective. Okay. And by that process, that also accompany feelings of pride, happiness, and satisfaction. Whenever we get certain success in any activity, any field, then that associated feeling is we feel proud of ourselves. Yes, I have done it. And we feel also happy. and by that process also we are satisfied. But the point is that when we are getting success, at that time, sometimes we are being overwhelmed. Even if students, young children, young generations, they become so overwhelmed. They take it, let me say, having something done, they have get great, and by that process, it can lead them to some sort of self-ego. So we are to guide them not to go for that self-ego, but we should have there some sort of humbleness. So while coping with success is important because we are to be humble ones. It has been told in our Indian knowledge systems. Vidya dadati vinayam, vinayat yatra patratam, patrava dhanam papnoti, dhanatha dharmam, tatah sukham. If one is really educated, the first signal, that means symbol is he should be humble ones. He should be polite ones. Vidya dadati vinayam, vinayat yatra patratam. By humbleness, we become a worthy person because we are not to be only either doctor, engineer, or officers, or technocrats, or bureaucrats. Nothing. Not only that, but first of all, we have to be human being first. We should have the human qualities first. Then we can undo anything. So that's why it is told that Vidya dadati vinayam, vinayat yatra patratam. That means by humbleness, by politeness, it gives worthiness of our life. Then by that process, we can earn our living. And by that, we can do the righteous things. And by that, we can get happiness and satisfaction. So because the ultimate goal of our life is to have a tension-free, peaceful, healthy, and a happy life. That's all. For that, we are doing whatever we are doing. Any person, all have this thing only. So that may be a bureaucrat, that may be a technocrat, that may be an officer, that may be a student, that may be a housewife, that may be a laborer, that may be a farmer, that may be a scientist, that may be politicians, or that may be even if the terrorist, or that we can say that very criminal persons. So all they are doing, whatever they are doing the only purpose is to have a tension-free, peaceful, healthy, and a happy life. But the point is that all have chosen their own way, depending upon their own knowledge, own understanding, own awareness. They are choosing those things. So that's why whenever we are getting success, we should keep in mind, just like what is the condition of the sun at the time of rise. We should be humble ones. Vidya dadati vinayam. If we are really educated ones, because success can lead to complacency and arrogance if not managed properly. That's why we need how to cope with the success also. Moreover, success can be a powerful motivator, but it can also lead to a decrease in motivation if not sustained. And we all of us know also, in case of stress also, there is eustress, there is also distress. Likewise, motivation can go on a peak, but if proper guidance is not there, proper awareness is not there, proper empowerment is not there, proper enlightenment is not there, then that can lead to decrease in motivation also. Then another aspect is relationship. Success can affect relationships with peers, family, friends, if not handled with care. Because the relationship is very fragile ones. It is very difficult to establish a relationship, create a relationship, but it is very easy to break the relationship. A relationship here means relationship with the peers, a relationship among the family members, a relationship among the friends. Okay, that is there. But at the time of success, if it is not managed properly, it is not handled properly, then that will lead towards ego ones, and that may lead to breaking of the or some sort of disharmony in the relationship. So we should have the harmonious relationship with each and everyone. So that's why what is in the part of the educators, as we educators, what we can do it, we have to praise the effort, not just the talent. This is one of the most important aspect. We have to praise the effort, not just the talent. Emphasize the importance of hard work and effort rather than just natural talent. One may have the very talented one, but if that effort is not made, then that talent will have no use of it. So the point is that as educators, we have to encourage them. Yes, you have done the good thing. You have done the hard work. Your hard work is paying you. So that's why we can encourage in that one. It is not that just only he is a very talented one. One may be very talented one, but if he is not being guided, he is not using his talent in a proper way, then that is also failure once. So that's not the true success. So that's why you have seen also at the present moment, different cyber crimes are going on. And those are doing those cyber crimes, that may be fraud cases or whatever the things. It is not that they are the ignorant ones. They are very talented ones, but they are using their talent in a wrong direction. So that's why then focus should be on the process of the success rather than only the outcome. So encourage the students to focus on the process of learning and improvement. It is not that, yes, students have done some success in one field or in any work. It is not that that's over. So we are the parents, we are the that means educators, teachers, we have to encourage the students to focus on the process of learning and further improvement, because there is always opportunity for the improvement. So that is the lesson for we educators. Likewise, setting new goals also. Yes, we have achieved something, students have achieved something, then we have to set the new goal again. Help students set new challenging goals to continue their growth and development, because life is an eternal journey and we have to move forward, we have to go ahead. It is not that we have achieved something means that is the end of things. So it is not like that. So that's why as educators, as parents, we should help the children, help the young generations to set new challenging goals to continue the further growth and also the development. Likewise, parents, they should demonstrate model healthy behavior, demonstrate healthy coping mechanisms for dealing with success. So it is not that, yes, I have been success, those are not succeeded. Suppose maybe children, their friends, their classmates, their peers, some of them might have not so successful like them, and by that process they may be arrogant, then relationship may be disharmony. So that's why we should, as the parents, we should demonstrate healthy coping mechanism for dealing with the success. That means we should guide them that we should not lead towards that arrogant ones or ego cultures. So that's why then we should emphasize on the effort, not only outcomes. Outcome is okay, that's there. Success or achievement is there. But praise the children for their effort. Yes, you have done the right thing. You have did the very hard work. You have put your effort rightly. So in that way, we can emphasize on the effort. So again, you can go on It is not that this is the only, because this is only one milestone and there are the miles to go. So that thing we have to remind them again and again. Life is very vast and we have to go ahead. We have miles to go, and this is one milestone. One success, that is one milestone. So in that way, we can make them, praise them, their efforts, as well as also encourage them to move ahead. Likewise, encourage gratitude. Why gratitude? Because teach children to be grateful for the success and the support they receive from others. Because success is not the only by the effort of that person, that child. So by the success, behind the success of any child, there are so many persons are there. So that's why we should provide, encourage the children, encourage the masses, even if we ourselves, in our life also, in any success, we should be grateful also. Those who have directly or indirectly have supported us to achieve that goal. So that's why, because it has been told that dua blessings get greater than the medicine. दुआ दवा से भी बेहतर है. So that means we are to accumulate as many possible, as far as possible, large number of blessings from each and everyone, and that will lead for further success also. So that's why these children to be grateful for their success as well as the support they receive from others directly or indirectly. Because many well wishers are there, many good wishers are there. They may not directly have told anything, but they feel good for our success. So in that case, that feeling good on their part is also blessings for us. So that's why, then how to cope with success? Number one, stay grounded. Remind children that success is not a measure of their worth or identity. Okay, we are to be grounded ones. Our foot should be grounded ones. We should be where. Then on the basis of that, we can go on, proceed further. So likewise, reflect on success also. We should encourage the children to reflect on success. Help children analyze their success and identify what they have did well and how they did well. Again be motivator, will again be useful in further success in further life. So that's why we should encourage them to analyze what are the plus points, what are the negative aspects, where they are in the efforts, and how they succeeded, what are the very key aspects of their success. Then we have to celebrate the success. Celebrate children's successes and acknowledge their hard work and effort rather than only success. Yes, we have to celebrate the success of the children, but with that also, we should remind them that their hard work, sincere effort, continuous effort has earned them to be successful. So if they are to be successful further, then they are to sustain this hard work, this effort continuously. So they should have the sustainable efforts, sustainable hard work rather than only temporary ones or momentary ones. So with that, we can make them, or we can remind them that life is vast. We have to move ahead. Large journey, we have to cover the large journey of life. So that's why we are not to be complacent at this moment. We should go further. Yes, we should be encouraged, and again also we should go further. So in that way, we can help children to move ahead. For example, in case of academic success, students achieve excellent grades in a challenging subject. Yes, the educator and parents can help them reflect on their success and set new goals. Yes, suppose mathematics. One has the dot because mathematics, it is generally for the majority of the students, mathematics is a challenging subject. So if one child has succeeded, they have secured 90%, 94%. Yes, you have secured 94%. Again, you can go. Okay. Again, also, that's why the educators and parents should help them to analyze their process of success and accordingly set new goals to achieve again success and continue that effort so that they can achieve success further. Likewise, maybe in sports and games, suppose a child wins a tournament or competition, the educators or parents should help them stay humble and focus on the next challenge. For all of your informations, our great cricketer Sachin Tendulkar, when he was asked how you are being successful in that way, he just told that one line, I love playing cricket. That's all. Because whatever we do the things, whatever we love the things, then in that field we can be successful. But he is a very grounded man. He is a very down-to-earth person. He is a very simple person. Even if in one of the, you people must be knowing because I am not very much, that means in the sports field, but still then I know a little bit about him. In one of the match, unjustified way, illegal way, he was made out. But he didn't have any grudge. He didn't get any complaint, anything. He just smiled and came out from the playground. When he was asked by the, even if the reporters, even if the group, they were also challenging, but when he was asked by the reporters, why didn't you have challenged them, or you can just complain that. Now my bat will speak it. That means he had the confidence, yes, I am playing well, I will play well also. Whether one is recognizing me, not recognizing me, that doesn't matter. Whether someone is doing, yes, someone has done illegally or unjustified way at the moment, but not that will thing will happen everywhere or every time. So the point is that, so we as the parents or educators, we should help them, children, by giving examples like different persons, stay humble and focus on the next challenge. So likewise, creative pursuits. A child, suppose art or music or painting or something like that. The educators, if the child creates something, then as parents and educators, we can help them. Yes, celebrate the success, but with that also encourage them to continue exploring their own more further creativity. So in any field of activity, that may be academic, that may be sports and games, or that may be other literary creative activities, in anywhere there is ample scope for improvement. So once we are getting success, we shouldn't be complacent, we should not have developed the ego feelings, but we should continue our efforts and accordingly we should guide the children. But when failure is there, Abraham Maslow has told, you will either step forward into growth or you will step backward into safety. That is the failure. So in case of failure, Abraham Maslow has told, at that time, you will either step forward into the growth or you will step backward into safety. So here, failure is not the opposite of success. It is the part of success. Because we all know that failure is the pillar of success. So if we have failed somewhere else, it is not that has done many things, but at the present moment, we see them, even if many young children, particularly when that result is out after class 10 and class 12 result, many children commit suicide. Many children. So why? Because suppose target was very high. So for that, parents and teachers are responsible to some extent. Because we set the target, yes, you should achieve this percentage, these things. But if that is not achieved, then they fail. The life is gone, so they commit the things. So that's why we should guide the children. We should guide our students. Yes, failure is there. Failure is the part of the success. You have to succeed. Failure is one step on the which we can go forward. So that's why usually parents, teachers, and school system have taught us that failure is something that should be avoided at all cost. This is a wrong message by our whole education system, by our whole social system, even the parents. But otherwise, the truth is failure is inevitable, and actually failure leads to success. So here in this picture, I have shown in that way. After many trials, then there is a exact success. That's why we also know that there is trial and error learning. We learn by trials, we commit errors, then we learn the things. So that's why we each and every great person, whoever he has been or she has been, all have faced the failure in their life. On the basis of that experiences of failure, they have succeeded in the further life. So that's why. So success leads towards experience, experience leads towards failure. So failure is only the opportunity to begin again, only this time more wisely. It has been told by Henry Ford. Henry Ford told failure is only the opportunity to begin again. Okay, and with it more wisely. So that's why success comes from experience, and the experience comes from the also failure. Success comes from experience, and the experience comes from the failure. And failure provides experience, and from experience we go for the success also. So that's why there is an interrelationship of failure, experience, and success. We try, we fail, we try, again fail, then we succeed ultimately. So that's why failure and defeat are the life's greatest teachers. But sadly, ironically, most people choose to play it safe, to fly under the radar, repeating the same safe choices over and over again and get the failure again and again. So that's why failure and defeats are not the problem. Failure and defeat are the life's greatest teachers. So in that case, failure always comes into our lives for the purpose of a revealing character, to reveal our qualities in us that we could never discover any other way. So failure, we can say that. That's why in the Brahma Kumaris organization there is one saying, Ninda hamara jo kare mitra hamara so. Whoever criticize us, they are the real friend to us. Those who try to defame us and criticize us, they are the real friends because they expose our inner qualities. Likewise, failure reveals our inner qualities that we could not have known it. So that's why good times don't show you who you are, but hard times do. how far I am capable enough to face the situations, that is not known in smooth times. When adverse situations are there, only then it can test us or it can know us actually what we are and how we are and to what extent we can face the situations. So that's why failure is an inevitable part of life, and in that way we can guide the children also. So that's why failure makes one creative also. Suffering through failure is the most powerful way to spark your creativity. And so many examples are there in ancient times, in medieval times, at modern times, at the present moment also. So that's why failure forces you to invent ideas, solutions, and strategies that could never exist without that tragedy of suffering through loss. So when we face some failure, then by that process, our mind again opens up and we get the new ideas, we try new solutions, we invent new strategies and to have the success. So that's why greatest success could only come after one overcome his worst failure. In the worst failure in life, in this way, with the parents, with the children, also with the educators to guide the children. And moreover, in our life also, many times failures are there, many times success is there. Okay. So by that time also, we should have equanimity of our mind, sthita prajna. Just like there is one character in Mahabharata, Yudhishthir. The very name it emphasizes Yudhishthir. That means to have calm and composed condition, even if in the war times, even if in the adverse situations. Yudh mein sthir, Yudhishthir. So likewise, those characters, if we can analyze, then we can learn that exactly Mahabharata story, whether that was happened or not, exactly physically, that is different thing. But if we can take it as a novel also, if you can take it as an also just literary work, then we can learn many things of success and failure, how to manage the success and how to manage the failure also. So that's why failure is a stepping stone to achieve the success. Failure shows you how you cannot succeed, and which in essence shows you how you can succeed also. But for that, our mindset is to be changed. We have to encourage the children in that way. For example, if you think that I won't do it, I can't do it. Third aspect, I want to do it. Then question will come, how do I do it? Then another thought will come, I will try to do it. And I can do it, I will do it, then success. So the point is that failure shows how we cannot succeed, and also it guides how we can succeed also. So failure is the stepping stone, I have already told. So it is like a multiple choice question. When you fail, you are actually eliminating possible answers, leaving the correct one for the choosing. So failure is what makes us better. So failure is not the negative aspect. Failure is part of life. Failure is for the positive betterment. Failure is to make us better ones. So when we fail, we are actually eliminating possible answers, leaving the correct one for the choosing. So that's why we should guide the children in that way. We should lead our life in that way also. As I have told you, in our Indian knowledge system also, in Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad, they emphasize the importance of humility and gratitude when they experience success also. At the time of a success, that means sampataucha vipataucha mahatama ekrupata. Udati savita tamras tamra astamedicha. Likewise, Their good sayings are there in case of Bhagavad Gita, in Upanishad, in our Indian traditions, knowledge systems. Full of the things are there. And examples are also there. Likewise, we should make ourselves, even if Gita speaks about that, we should have the detachment and non-attachment to the success also. The concept of detachment and non-attachment is deeply rooted in our ancient Indian philosophy, encouraging individuals to remain detached from success and not let it define their self-worth. Nasta moha, smriti labdha. So that means we are to be totally detached ones, non-attached ones. Likewise, even if sharing and giving back, even if Bhagavad Gita advocates for sharing and giving back to society, helping individuals stay grounded and focused on their responsibilities. So from the ancient text also, Indian knowledge system, the present government, thanks to present government, they have initiated by this new education policy how to revive our Indian knowledge systems so that our young generations, we even educators and parents, can know about the real things of our ancient knowledge systems, and from that we can take the inspirations and also we can guide the young children also. So likewise, it is not that because there are so many concepts are there in our Indian traditional systems. Likewise, that we can say that a Varnashrama system, concept of Purusharth, that means effort. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Artha, Dhamma, Moksha. For a desire, we have to fulfillment of the desire, we need the material wealth, and but those two things are to be earned by the righteous way, dharma. Then only we can get the moksha, that means freedom from the sufferings, freedom from the slavery of negativity and any other things. So that's why whatever we are getting, we have to share with others, even if दान करने से बढ़ता है, not कम नहीं होता है. So that means by sharing, it will, suppose any knowledge. So by sharing, it will improve. So if one student is getting success, they should be encouraged to help their peers, those who have failed or those who are not so successful in that particular field. By that process, their own knowledge will increase, and by that process also, the lagging behind children, or we can say that slow learner children, they can improve also. So that's why it will be sharing and caring for each other, and that will develop also the good manly quality, which is a need of the hour. So likewise, for example, how to cope with the success in our that means Ramayana also. There is King Bharat. The story of King Bharat, who ruled his kingdom with great success and humility, demonstrates the importance of staying grounded and detached from success. You must have known that in Ramayana, Bharat became, that character is, Bharat became the king. But in spite of being king, he ruled his kingdom with humility, that out of love towards brothers and also that we say sister-in-law, that how he was living outside the kingdom in a hermit, that means in a particular in ashram like things, just like Ram and Lakshmana and Sita are staying in the jungles. So that means though he was successful, but he also lived a life of humility, grounded in the very demonstrated, very grounded ones, very down to earth. Likewise, life of Buddha, who renounced his real life wealth to seek enlightenment, shows the importance of detachment and non-attachment from worldly success. He was a prince. He could have been king also, but he renounced that thing. He renounced the success. So that's why we have to learn from the various ancient things also. Likewise, Yudhishthir, story of Yudhishthir, he became successful in many fields and he also suffered in many fields. But always he followed the righteous path. That's why he is known as Dharmaraj, king of righteousness. And likewise, he was who handled the pressure of success and responsibility with great humility and integrity. So that means this demonstrates the importance of staying true to one's values and principles, even after being king also, or even if being ousted also, facing very adverse situation also. Likewise, we can see the life of Sri Krishna since very birth, because there is one conversation between Krishna and Karna. Karna is complaining, without my fault, why I am suffering throughout my life. So Krishna answered, what you suffered, you think of. I took birth in the, let me say, what is called jail itself. But just by after birth, I had to live. I was brought up in other place with other parents. Not only that, by that time also I suffered from the since very childhood. I suffered a lot. So the point is that suffering is there in the life and success is also there in life. So that's why we are not to be overwhelmed, complacent, or egocentric, but rather we should have the humility and integrity. Likewise, you can lost. For how can we handle those things? For that, Indian traditional knowledge system, it emphasizes on meditation and mindfulness. Ancient Indian practices like meditation and mindfulness can help individuals develop a greater sense of self-awareness and acceptance, both in case of success as well as also failures. Because by that process, they will have the greater self-awareness. Who am I? So many things are there. Even many Western thinkers, they have told greatest need, human need is to have the self-identity. Who am I? So that's why even if our International Commission on Education, they have told that 4 pillars of education, one of the 4 pillars is, that means learning to know, learning to do, learning to be, learning to live together. That means if we are to live together in a successful manner, then we are to be learning to be. We have to be human being first. To be identified as a human being, we should have their get out of this what is called animalistic nature. So that's why our traditional practices like meditation and mindfulness, all these are strategies. We can help. We should practice ourselves as well also we should guide the young children to go for that, so that that will develop their greater self-awareness and acceptance in each and every field to cope with the success more effectively also. Likewise, self-inquiry and journaling, reflecting on one's thoughts, emotions, and actions through self-inquiry and journaling can help individuals identify areas for improvement and develop also strategy for personal growth. That means we have to develop our growth mindset. Likewise, wherever possible, our ancient Indian text provides guidance from mentors, teachers, peers, providing a supportive network for individuals to share their experiences and learn from others. And nowadays, even if technologically, that MOOCs are there and different other digital platforms are there by which the knowledge and experience of the experts are being shared, and we all Even if the very remote children of the remote part of the country, they can learn from those experts also. So that's why nowadays that has been possible. So that's why even if in ancient times, when some adverse situation was there, even with kings, they were going to seek guidance from their gurus. Acharyas. So that's why we should encourage the children to take the help of or to seek guidance from the mentors or teachers and peers, even if peers also providing a supportive network. So likewise, what is the benefit of coping the success? It will develop the peace and contentment. It will improve the personal growth. Okay. Likewise, it positive relationships. So that's why by embracing these principles and practices, individuals can develop a more balanced and a resilient mindset, better equipping themselves to cope with success and navigate life's challenges. If we can go for these things, then we can encourage in that way. Then individual children, young generations, they will develop a more balanced and a resilient mindset. It will develop their adversity quotient, better equipping them to cope with the success and also navigate the life challenges. Then coping with failures, accept and acknowledgement. Number one. There are certain key principles. Ancient Indian texts like Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad, they also gives importance for accepting and acknowledging failures as a natural part of life. Likewise, by this process, we have to have the self-reflection and analysis of the root cause of our failures. So Indian philosophy encouraging individuals to examine their actions and decisions to learn from their mistakes. Likewise, in any failures, in any mistakes, where we failed, we have to have the self-analysis, we have to have the self-reflections so that we can know the loopholes. Then accordingly, we can again start further for our success in life. Likewise, resilience and adaptability. Even if Bhagavad Gita advocates for resilience and adaptability in the face of failure, encouraging individuals to learn from their mistakes and move forward. In Gita, it has been told, we have one right, that to do our work, to have the sincere efforts. And we all know that, even if in the science principle of law of science, every action has its own result. So whatever we are doing, whatever we are thinking, it has its own effect. No action will be unrewarded. So every action will be rewarded. That may be good action, that may be bad action. This thing is to be highlighted to the young generation. Yes, sometimes our success is not visible. We are not getting the success at the very moment. Okay, we are thinking something, we are not being successful, but our effort will not be unrewarded. Whole creation, whole universe, whatever you can term, we can give, God, whatever. So our actions will not go waste. Yes, just like we can say that the more delayed we will get the result, the more better result we will get. Just like we can say that what is called, we can put some money, invest some money in bank or anywhere business. इसे बैंक में हम लोग करते हैं. So the point is that the more long term deposits, the more benefits. The very short term benefits, deposits, that are less benefits. So likewise, that comes with multiplied things. If we are doing something and we are not getting expected results, that means that result will come with multiplied ones, just like with a large number of multiplications. So that's why we should encourage the children to have the resilience, to have the adaptability, to learn from the mistakes and move forward. So likewise, for example, the story of Ram, who accepted his exile and worked towards reclaiming his kingdom, demonstrates the importance of acceptance and acknowledgement, because he was going to be king. Just day before going to be king, the night he was forced to exile, but not by force. He accepted that one. So that's why ancient Indian texts are full of all those examples. The importance of accepting failures as a natural part of life. In Bhagavad Gita, in Upanishad, in Ramayana, in Mahabharata, everywhere. So that's why Ram's life, Ramayana, speaks about those things. So likewise, practical applications. So practice mindfulness and self-reflection to acknowledge and accept your failure rather than denying or escaping them. We shouldn't escape the situation. We should not fly away from the situation. We should accept, we should analyze where the fault lies, then we should move forward with certain new strategies. So likewise, we have to promote growth mindset, encourage challenges, view challenges as opportunities for growth and development, emphasize efforts, focus on efforts, progress and persistence rather than just talent or achievement. Okay. Likewise, you have done the great. Let us break it down together and try a different approach. In case of any sort of failure, if a student struggle with mathematics problem, an educator or parent can go in that way. Of course, you have tried a lot. Let us go and try a different approach. So the point is that we should focus on the effort. We should encourage the effort, progress and persistence rather than just the talent or achievement. So achievement not the everything of the life. So teach the problem solving skills to the children also. Identify problem and break them down into manageable parts, then generate new solutions and evaluate their effectiveness. For example, a child is struggling with a puzzle, then parents may ask, what is the problem? Let us see how can we solve it. What are some of the possible solutions? Then we can have the brainstorming sessions with the children, so that children will feel that yes, we are part of the things and I can also solve it. So they will not be afraid of the problem, rather than they will be facing the problem with more interest, with more zeal and more enthusiasm. And for that, we have to encourage the children that way. For all of your information, there was a news report. We always celebrate success in the exams. If one gets the good scores, rank, get the good, what is called a good rank. But one rich person in a UP, it was in a newspaper, he celebrated his child's failure in a class 10 exam. Just like we celebrate good rank in class 10 exam or somewhere else. Why? By that process, that child will not be disheartened. That child will not be feeling, let me say, defeated ones. Rather than by that process, he will be think that he will be encouraged that yes, I should struggle further. I should try further. So that's why, as parents, as educators, we should go in that way. Likewise, provide emotional support, validate emotions, acknowledge and validate children's emotions rather than dismissing or minimizing them. Offer empathy to keep yourself in that position. Provide emotional support and empathy to help children cope with the challenges. Okay, so that's why in examination, academic field or in academic, that means maybe sports field, if one loss is there, it is not that everything is over. So we should encourage again that yes, you should not feel upset. You must have seen that when that first this Chandrayaan mission failed, our ISRO, that means the head of the ISRO, he just virtually cried. But our Honorable Prime Minister, he patted his back, hugged him, and told, encouraged, yes, you have done the right things, but let us see further also. So that point is that it should be the leaders like this. Similar way, we educators, we parents should be for the children also. We should provide all sort of emotional support and empathy, and we should guide them to go further. So we should promote the develop resilience and adaptability. Ancient Indian text like Bhagavad Gita and etc. And we see also in Mahabharata, Draupadi, who faced numerous challenges and failures, but demonstrates the importance of resilience and adaptability. Likewise, Pandavas also. So for how can we develop that resilience? So for that, again, I am saying that practice of meditation and mindfulness, okay, to develop the resilience and adaptability, enabling the children and ourselves also better navigate life challenges. Likewise, story of Ram, I have told you. Likewise, life of Adi Shankaracharya, a great Indian philosopher and saint who faced numerous challenges and failures in his own life, but showed the importance of perseverance and determination, and he succeeded. Likewise, story of the Draupadi also. So that's why to coping with failures, it has been told that Karmane
Professor, could you conclude? It is already.
Yes. So in that case, we have seen that Thomas Alva Edison, he tried 1,000 times before he developed a successful prototype of light bulb. So when he was asked, he told that I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. So this is the positive side, because he failed on 1,000 times trial, failed, then he succeeded ultimately. So this positive side we have to see it. So that's why Jack Ma, the richest man in China, he told you don't give up, you still have a chance. Giving up is the greatest failure. He was failed in preschool, he was failed in middle school, he was failed also in a job, he was also failed in police, he was also failed in KFC, he was also failed in Harvard. He failed in throughout his life, but he succeeded. Likewise, Abraham Lincoln. So likewise, we can give the example to the children so that they will be encouraged for that purpose. So in that way, I shall just say, we can say that young children to practice some sort of healthy start positive affirmations since our very life, early morning when we are getting up, and even in the night when we are sleeping. At that time, we should provide ourselves some good positive affirmations so that we can have the successful ones. I am a powerful being. मैं शक्तिशाली हूँ. I am above everything and every situation. Situation is not impacting me in any negative way. I am completely peaceful. I am happy. I am everything. So no jealous. मैं शांत हूँ. No irritations. No angriness. No jealousness. I am a happy being. मैं हमेशा खुश हूँ. मैं हमेशा शांत हूँ. I am always happy. Happy not related with any thing or object. Happiness. So I am fearless being. I am completely powerful. I am happy, because my point is that 5, 6 positive thoughts, if we can keep in mind, then that will energize the children even if ourselves also, because as we think, so shall we become. This as I have shown you earlier also, that I can do it, but I can do it. So if I can do it, then I can try it. Then I have done it. So likewise, I have just giving you certain positive thoughts. I'm powerful being. I'm always powerful. I'm peaceful being. I'm always peaceful. I'm happy. I'm always happy. I'm always fearless. My body is perfectly healthy and perfectly healthy and smart. मेरा शरीर संपूर्ण स्वस्थ है and God's power is always with me and I am more powerful ones. So likewise, my family is safe. My friend circle are safe. I am God's angel and God has chosen me to bestow happiness and health to all. So likewise, or if these 4 5 positive thoughts we can keep in mind while doing everything, God's power is encircling me and everything, then we can be successful in our life. So that's why with this, Albert Einstein has told, try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of values. So we are to be human being first rather than going for that.
So I would like to ask Professor Jayadeba Sahoo, your background is basically you are born and brought up in Odisha, and then you had your schooling there and also higher education. But later on, you went to Arunachal Pradesh and other states to work. And your biodata is very impressive. You have a lot of achievements. Could you reflect on that journey? How you could, from Odisha, you started off and you achieved a lot of academic achievements, and more importantly, a lot of research focused on peace and human rights. Again, all of them are, today you spoke with passion about how we should treat success and failure. In fact, it is not the opposite, as I said, it is part of that. So, how did all this come? I mean, is it through your personal experience that you are able to reflect?
Yes, thank you very much. Actually, really, every life has a failure and a success. Even if in my personal life also, of course, I was a good student, but still then also there was a failure in my, not exactly fail, but whatever expected, I didn't get in my matriculation examination. Even if I was thinking that, even if my intermediate science, at that time I was thinking that in practical, I will fail. But luckily I succeeded again. But again also, even in my personal life in the service life also, I faced a lot of problems. But in the between when I was secondary, that means higher secondary, or you can say that during that time it was intermediate science, intermediate, not just like plus two at the present moment. And at that time it was 11 plus 2, 11 to 2. So during that time, I just joined this Brahma Kumari's meditation center in 1978 when I was a student of science, intermediate science, that means plus 2 science, we can say. So that gave me that meditation, practice of meditation, that gave me and that spiritual wisdom that grounded me. And that made me to have the very resilient, even if at the time of very failure also, I can face the things. For one example, initially I had joined one private college in Odisha itself near Bhubaneswar. The system was that name is to be recommended to the higher education for the formalization of the grant in aid with UGC scale. But different issues were there, and the principal, for his own benefits, he recommended my junior name rather than my recommending my being my senior one, me senior one. So by that process, all the teachers were agitated. And I went to the class also, because I had also the class. I went to the class. I completed my 1 hour class, came back. When I came back, all the teachers were started scolding me, whether you are a man or what. For you, we are not being able to take the classes. We are so tensed, and you have taken the full class, and you are coming with the calm and quiet ones. So I told that this is the difference, and this is the magic of Raj Yoga meditation. Yes, problem is there. We have to face that problem. We have to find out the solutions. We have to do whatever we can do it. But if we will be tensed by that situation, then that will not give any solution. Rather, it will create harm to me. So the point is that in any situation, we have to keep our mind calm and quiet. So that strength, internal strength, because of very situation with that, we have to develop our inner capability, mental capability. And by that practice of Raj Yoga meditation, since 78 till now, I have been practicing. Not only there also, then later on, perhaps it has been told that as you think, so shall we become. When I was just returning from Kurukshetra University after completion of my MA and MPhil, by that time I thought that I have studied all the research activities and this advanced statistics, and that means experimental designs and all those things specialized ones. And now if I go to the Odisha, because by that time in Odisha there is no education department in any universities. So if I go and serve in the college, and this knowledge will be useless. It will have no use at that time, in graduation level particularly. So I must go for some university level. That unconscious, or we can say that subconscious mind, that thought was there. So I became unsuccessful for 8 years. I waited for 8 years, and ultimately there was a advertisement, and we say that situation when it comes, and so many individuals were there also, and one of my friend who was been retired from Bombay University, later on he got in Bombay University. He also faced interview with me also, but he was not selected. Whereas out of 22 candidates, I topped the list, and even if many PhD holders were there, even if MPhil holders were there, I had only just MA MPhil and with some little teaching experience. But the point is that that subconscious mind, whatever we think, that will happen if our subconscious mind accepts. So for that, we have to go to alpha levels. So that's why then I came to here, and since 92, I am here working till now also. And we have no regular vice chancellor till now. So we two are managing. One is acting vice chancellor, and whenever he is not there, I am, let me say, in-charge vice chancellor. So we both are managing for last 1 year. We both are managing. Even if earlier when there was a regular vice chancellor, at that time also I was being in charge also sometimes. So that is also going on. So that is there, but basically I stayed back here intentionally to serve this tribal society, particularly Arunachal Pradesh and also Assam, because Assam is also full of tribal people, and Arunachal is also totally tribal state. And to come to Arunachal also you need special permission. Without that you can't enter also Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal, Nagaland and Mizoram, these 3 states required special permission from the government to enter into Arunachal. That means those 3 states, because these are under the 6th schedule tribal states. So that's why I intentionally stayed back to serve the social service here, not for a university job only. And by that process, researches are going on. Even if for my PhD work also, I contacted Peace Education Commission, that is one branch of International Peace Research Association. That means one group, that is Peace Education Commission is there. So I contacted them, and with that also from Netherlands University and from other universities, I just get some guidance from them. Then I did my PhD on particularly peace education from psychological perspective. That is in peace psychology area. Because in psychology field, as per American Psychological Association, there are 48 divisions on the branches, just like clinical psychology, educational psychology, industrial psychology, military psychology, like that. Like that, there is also parapsychology, and there is also peace psychology. Parapsychology studies about all those abnormal happenings like hypnotic regression, hypnotic progression, rebirth cases, and many other things. And for your information, in 1983, 81, by at that time, in Bangalore, there is a National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMANS. There, one professor has been there, Dr. Professor Satma Pastika. She is a lady, and she had done PhD on 45 rebirth cases and done PhD from Virginia University Medical Institute. So my point is that is parapsychological department, branch of parapsychology. That means extrasensory perception, ESP, then out of body experiences, all those parapsychological happenings they study. They are specialized in that way. Likewise, my area is on a peace psychology and related to peace education. So in that way, I am continuing at my, and particularly spirituality, values, and all these are the areas. And I'm continuing my research also, teaching, training, and providing training also, different corporate sectors also, and government sector also, and private sector also. So regarding emotional intelligence, spiritual emotional well-being, psychological well-being, stress management, because here in government of Arunachal Pradesh, there is one administrative training institute, just like in every state, there is some official training institutes. So they organize certain programs for different officials, and I myself and with some other Brahma Kumari sisters, we conduct training programs on stress management particularly. And nowadays, for your information, we have this Brahma Kumari organization have 21 service departments. Even if those service, that means service personnel, that means military, army, and all those security personnel, they are also being trained. They send also in, and also this Brahma Kumari organization, they have developed one another concept, yogic kheti. Yogic kheti means not organic farming, that is yogic farming. Yogic farming by positive thoughts, by vibrations and meditations, how that farming can be better. And that has been already experimented in Gujarat at different agricultural universities. And nowadays, from government of Odisha, Telangana, UP, and Maharashtra, they are sending different agriculture officers and also farmers to get trainings on that yogic farming, because that has been successful, and successful means a good result. So that's why they are being sent by batch wise. They are sending the officials, and farmers are there being trained also. Likewise, APJ Abdul Kalam, he was also involved. So the point is that this aspect I am trying to spread in this northeast area particularly, and wherever possible, just like you people have given me chance to share my experiences with this audience. So that I have been doing like this also, online also, offline also many times. So even if Gujarat Central University, I've been there also. They have invited me in that way. So likewise, wherever possibility is there, I have gone there and I am delivering the lectures.